you want to know how to immediately sound smarter when you're talking in English, this video is for you. Because in today's video, I'm going to be going over 17 intelligent words that you can use that will make you instantly sound so much smarter and fluent in English. First, we have elucidate, which means to explain elaborately as to clarify. So basically, it just means kind of when you're giving an explanation to clarify something, to give an answer to something in a way that makes sense. For example, he was able to elucidate on his reasoning. Charisma. I actually use this word very frequently. I like it a lot. Charisma is basically the charm or aura of a person. You know, when you meet that guy and he's like really charming and really nice and just like everybody loves him. He has charisma. Somebody who doesn't have charisma is somebody who everybody hates or who's just boring or just not good with people. So for example, you could say, she has so much charisma that anybody could love her. Like that. Do you have charisma? How much? Let me know. Next we have nefarious. Dun dun dun. I say this because nefarious means wicked or evil, something that's bad, and it is an adjective. So for example, her nefarious motives were found out and she was taken by the cops. Next, we have the word anomaly. Now, this is not a normal sounding word, which is great because that's basically the meaning of anomaly. It is something that is not normal. It's kind of weird. It's an irregularity or deviation from what's normal. So for example, I could say something like, the anomaly of people doing the same job but getting different pay is really annoying. So I'm saying like, because there's irregular pay among the same job, like it's just really annoying me. That anomaly is annoying me. Next, we have ambivalent, which is, I think, is another fun word to say, ambivalent. This means to have two minds or mixed feelings about something. So it means like, I don't know, you don't like something, but you don't hate something. You kind of have like these mixed feelings about it. You're ambivalent about it. So for example, I'm a bit ambivalent towards James. I don't like him at all, but I don't hate him either. You see, like, I'm having mixed feelings, right? That's what ambivalent can express. Capricious. This basically means being unpredictable from time to time. You can't really rely on it. That's unreliable. So, for example, I could say, Ethan is very capricious. So you never know how he's going to deal with your behavior. What I'm saying by this is that Ethan's unpredictable. So if you say something to him one day, he might respond very well. If you say something to him another day, he might not respond very well. He's just unpredictable. Sycophant. You do not want to be called a sycophant because basically a sycophant is a creep. It's somebody who's creepy. And we don't want to be that way, you guys. No, no. For example, the way the boss flatters his secretary sometimes seems a little bit sycophantic. Our next word is vitriol. Vitriol is basically bitter feelings that is expressed in writing or speaking. For example, their reaction to his comments were pure vitriol. I know it can be hard to like know how to actually use these words in real life. I know, because they're pretty academic, right? But I found that the best place to really practice your vocabulary and know how it's used, what context it's used and stuff is through FluentU. Because FluentU teaches you English through real world videos. So you can like look up one of these words and then watch all of the videos that have this word in it. It's fantastic. You could even take all of these words on FluentU and make your own flashcard quiz set. I am gifting you today with 2 weeks of FluentU absolutely free if you press on the link in the description below. Go practice these words and then you'll instantly sound a lot more native. Next, we have another word that you don't want to be called, which is obtuse. It means annoyingly insensitive or slow to understand. If you say something to somebody and they just don't understand what you're saying, that can be kind of obtuse. They are slow to understand. For example, somebody who's kind of mean could say, don't worry, he's too obtuse to realize that we're talking about him. In this example sentence, they're saying that this guy is too slow to understand that they're talking about him. One of my favorite words is next, and it is empathy. I really like empathy. It's a very good thing to have empathy for somebody. Empathy is the ability to understand or share feelings with another person. So for example, a lot of my students have actually like said that I have empathy because, you know, they struggle to learn a language, right? And I feel like when they struggle, like I'm able to relate and understand them also because I've learned other languages. And so I'm having empathy for them. Like I understand what they're going through to some extent. For example, you could say our boss had no empathy for us when we failed to reach the project deadline. What would that imply? That implies that your boss does not understand. He does not share your feelings. He's just pretty cold and not happy with you. He doesn't have empathy, right? He's not empathetic. Next, we have granular. What do you think of when you hear the word granular? So granular is similar to grainy. It's resembling or consisting of small particles or small grains, granular. So for example, freeze-dried instant coffee is much more granular and chunky than instant coffee. Next, we have myopic, which has to do with our eyes. Myopic is a scientific word for nearsightedness, an eye condition where you're unable to see things that are far away from you. So for example, I'm myopic. I really need glasses or contacts or else I can't see a few feet in front of me. Okay, next we have phyllo, which is a very interesting sounding word, isn't it? Phyllo is a very thin dough that pastry chefs will use to make a flaky pastry. It tastes really, really good. So for example, the orange cream baklava pie that I had yesterday was made with phyllo pastry and it was so good. Next, we have thwart. To thwart means to ruin somebody's efforts or to prevent a plan from becoming successful. You can thwart their plan, thwart their evil plan. Something like that. Get in the way of it. For example, we spent months planning to climb Mount Everest. Who would have thought that the weather would thwart our plans of going? Next, we have a really fun word, which is zeal, and I really like this word. Zeal refers to a strong interest or eagerness in pursuing something. So you're really interested about something and you have a lot of zeal for it. For example, he had so much zeal with starting his new business of opening a bakery. Next, we have pneumatic. And yes, this is spelled pretty differently than it's pronounced, but that's American English for you. Pneumatic is simply used to describe something that is filled with air or has a lot of pressure. So for example, car tires, bicycle pumps, and vacuum cleaners are all pneumatic because they have gas or air in them. Now we have noxious, which again isn't the happiest word, you know? Basically, you do not want to come in contact with something that is noxious because it could kill you. Noxious often refers to something that is dangerous, harmful, or destructive in living things, such as yourself. For example, I could tell my friend, you shouldn't be standing behind that bus and breathing in all the noxious fumes. It's not good for your health. If you want to review all of these smart sounding words, be sure to download the free PDF that I made just for you in the description below. You can go through all of these words with definitions and practice them. Now I have the perfect video for you guys to watch next. My friend Fallon covers 50 English words that you must know. Every English learner should know these words. So go check out the video and see how many of these words you actually know. Go and test yourself. She'll see you over there.